Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tales of Elordial, A Wound in the Wind. We are Myth and Mischief.
Wait, but this arc's supposed to be over.
Indeed, that was so dramatic. Yeah, this is kind of
I
a...
just got so confused. But wait, what?
But it was last week.
Yeah,
Get ready for the bonus content.
pretty much. So this is going to be a bit of an epilogue that we're doing here. Whether it's called episode 13 or epilogue 1 or something.
12.5.
Who knows? This was, because, last session we moved on from the peninsula and it was like, we really would like to actually have some time to talk to a few characters and things like that. So we're here.
It's been a stressful time.
Very.
It's good to not have
Monkey
a heart attack
madness.
while playing.
Enter the star wipe fade. Previously on Myth and Mischief.
I'm not doing that.
Welcome to the prequels.
All right.
I decided, no. Let's do it.
Let's get into it.
Yeah! Woo!
Immediately.
What was that?
You're literally laughing at
Sleep.
nothing.
Because you moved like you farted when you went
The
1, 2,
emotion.
3. I thought you farted.
Monkey.
This is just real D&D, isn't it? Everyone's talking shit.
If there was any session for us to be a mess, this is the one.
All right.
It is
So-
just this one. Alright, I'll stop.
So, the party, the group that has now met and become a party, first met in the village of 10 Trees. On Vernalia Eve, an outsider, an exiled somewhat soldier, a village elder, and an actor.
Let's say your thing. Sorry, copyright. I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that.
All met for disparate reasons and found themselves drawn into events bigger than them. A little bit. Just a little bit. As the sky torn asunder was guarded by a god, Aetul, who is the wind, come to prevent whatever calamity, or at least stem it. You helped the village, worked out something of what happened, the culprit partially behind what happened, and were left with more questions than answers. And only really one way to answer them: setting out into the wider world and looking for a way to fix what had happened.
Oh, quest.
And you've done so well.
Yes, you were quickly embroiled in the problem of being unable to leave this local region because, well, with a massive event, natural disaster thing that was maybe not so natural having happened, martial law had been declared, and such. The characters needed a way off with their new friend.
Damn you,
A portion,
Damn you.
Hurry up.
a
Get your shit
portion
together.
of the shattered sky,
What up?
who is as yet unnamed.
It's raining Devon.
Hallelujah. In dealing with these local politics, a conflict between the Latoikivheim, the local Furbolg people, and the Lady Fidel de Casroca about logging isolate trades.
She's starting now. Hey, we didn't kill her.
I know.
Eventually,
We did
managed to just walk straight down the middle, really, really refusing to take a side. Like, I tried so hard, really refusing to take a side, and ending up managing to get both Jost and Vihanta on your side.
Best outcome.
We did a count.
Arresting
Hey!
the lady.
We rolled persuasion on the DM.
We sat on the
Yeah,
fence.
you BioWared me. I was like, it's a win-lose-lose situation, and you were like, no, we have high enough persuasion skills. We can do this. Anyway.
Fine.
So, there, as Lady de Kostroka was taken off to prison by Jost, and Rakatam and the Furbolg returned backing away from the town. You spent a day or so there before Vihanta snuck you onto with a distraction. The Makota's Bounty. A ship moored in a smuggler's cove that now sails away to who knows what destination. Which is where we will come back into it. As
We don't have the ship.
That's why we needed the battle cam.
We don't. I mean, it's big enough. It just is in the camera. We still don't need the battle camera. It just fits.
It's for us to.
Yeah.
I would visualize.
Oh my god!
ooh,
Shit music.
I am definitely holding one of. I don't know anything about ships. I'm definitely holding one of the ropes, just like hanging off the side of it. Wind in my hair.
so
Hang on, wait. They're 16. Yeah, I look great.
So the ship does sail away with presumably Captain Redhorn reclaiming that title.
Oh, hang on. What are our crew positions? What are our titles?
Rock.
I'm the captain now.
I mean, yeah, but what is everyone else?
Can I be the anchor?
Dibs on first mate. I want to be first mate.
I literally want to be so far away from the water as possible.
So you're in the crow's nest.
lookout.
Sure, I'm a lookout. I'm not looking at anything.
What are you doing? What's your role?
Cool.
I've not worked on a ship before, so.
You're just kind of like,
I'm also
good
lookout.
hustle, people.
So typical roles that do need to be fulfilled are first mate, yes, captain, bosun, it's a very important one. That is the ship repairer, mechanic, basically. Then there's
Navigator.
navigator, but that is often done by either the bosun or the first mate. You also need deck hands.
How's your survival?
Actually, that makes sense for me because we're going to Mavid.
And this is a genuinely difficult question here. Is do you have enough hands to sail this ship?
Probably not.
So this ship is a cutter, which means it is able to be sailed by a small crew. You guys are going to be working your asses off. There's no room for someone to be like, you know,
I've played
sitting
Sea of
down
Thieves.
while the ship's sailing. It's
Right.
like you're tying sails and stuff as with the current amount of crew.
So cool that the hunter joined the party.
How many Joss just jumped in the last
that's
minute?
weird.
Emmett just showed up.
Well, hey,
That would be great if it just became fucking, he only works in the ship and nothing else.
well, hey, you never know.
Picking
Maybe
up.
there might be some characters that joined you before you left. We can find out because
Emmett,
we're doing a bit of a weird timey-wimey
Emmett.
D&D thing. So, yeah, as the wind, strong and wild, whips out, and you're aware that at some points that the god of the wind being indisposed may make sailing difficult. But for now,
Oh god.
you have clear winds, strong winds and clear waters. What are we all doing?
Regretting that I didn't look up boats before we played this
Yeah,
game.
same.
I poor choices were made. This was the time, didn't do it.
You're wearing like the ship's captain hat and everything.
Well, I'm a train conductor, but trains don't exist. So.
Well, as the anchor, I've got a pretty easy job. I'm just strapped to the back of the boat, just waiting.
Yeah, I like to think that you are still doing that, but you've changed your density, so you're just being dragged across the ocean floor, but you're like completely still, just like.
We can ski on you.
I have a surfboard, hop on.
Yeah. All right.
Does rocks float on water?
Get on, bitches, we're going shopping.
So, does anyone have anything in particular that they would like to?
Well, the first thing Knives would have wanted to do is take it back to port to get the name of the ship changed because it's a smuggler ship.
We
Yes,
leave it
so,
a bit like, oh.
Just okay. There's
Can we even do that?
you would so you would straight up no. Bad idea. You've stolen the ship. You take it back into a port.
I think that's a bad idea.
So you need
You guys have a port?
You would need to change the name
somewhere else.
somewhere else.
Okay.
Because this ship was on the registry, but it had departed. So you can fairly remember that registry that you looked at. You can just give me an investigation check.
Oh, you were about to give it to me for free.
No, I'm not.
How far is the trip to Sentinel Isles?
What's that?
How far is the trip to the Sentinel Isles?
The trip to the Sentinel Isles is. I need my map.
It's 16 plus things.
Cool. Yeah. All right. You're good. So the general, like,
Rule of thumb.
hang on, I'm going to change the music so it'll be a little calmer. So,
Yes,
you did see on the registry, Makota's bounty was on the registry and had just departed a few days before, which means that quite likely what had happened was there was official business that was done in the port as some kind of cover or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they've gone to the Smuggler's Cove to offload or to pick up or whatever. You guys at this point, you've just set out, you can see like behind you, smugglers are like, ah, and Vihanta or what, yeah. But you haven't actually explored the ship or anything. You're just on the ship right now. So, you don't know what they might have been smuggling. If you have no idea.
Let's explore the ship.
Yeah, I want a pirate ship.
TNT.
Felix is excited as fuck. Pirate ship, hell yeah.
I am crouched in the, I don't know, a corner somewhere, like
rocking.
just like oh god, oh god, oh god.
Don't be in the crow's nest if you get seasick.
Yeah, the crow's nest is the worst part.
Yeah, but it's the furthest away from water.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can see, like okay. So are you like looking for a place away from water?
That would be ideal.
Cool. So as soon as you're up on the deck and you're out over the water, you can see there is a trapdoor with a ladder leading down.
No, that's closer to the water.
It is closer, but it's
Then
also
you
going to
can't
have walls.
see the water.
Otherwise, there are.
That's actually a good point.
There is also at the.
The captain's quarters in the back.
I'm trying to
The
remember
central
what
post that holds up the sails.
What's that
The
thing?
mast?
Yeah, I like to think you're I like to think you're clung to the mast like a cat.
Yeah.
Is it a
All of your
Yeah.
fur is like
It's the
puffed up.
castle at the back of the ship, the raised bit. That is the captain's quarters. Now there's
above the captain's quarters?
There's a specific name for it, but there's also like the raised castle at the back of the ship
We're good at boats.
with a door in it
We did our
as
research.
well. So like that's somewhere potentially sheltered too.
I'll go down. Well, no, I'll go
I've
up.
forgotten it all.
I'll go up and then realize that I can only see water, and then go down.
So like you start to climb the rigging. Yeah.
because I'm like away from the water. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's so much
and
water.
you guys
Then
can
back
all
up.
see Anielloa like kind of panicking.
full on panicking actually. Yep, fully going under the ground.
Felix is having a lot of fun. He probably doesn't notice, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yet.
Does anyone else pay any attention to the panicking friend?
Can someone please deal with Anielloa?
You're the captain. You don't direct the ship.
Do now.
Okay, cool.
Can steal the ship.
Juniper is also a little bit panicking. It's not every day that she leaves her homeland.
Or steal the ship. And he's doing bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
okay.
I mean,
I'm just fucking
I was on a
amazed by
high
what this
from
water is.
last night, but this is going to take some unpacking. Why don't we go have a look down below?
Sure.
They might.
There's no water down there?
No.
Okay,
No.
down.
Okay. So as you like do go to help the panicking Annie, and yeah, you do have that moment of like having to still your own feelings about leaving for maybe the first time ever, or at least the first time in a very, very long time. Is there anything that you sort of, think back to, anything at all? What's going through Juniper's mind?
I think like her identity would be tied to like her homeland, to the people that are there and the way that they perceive her as a person, as like a leader and an elder and sort of like a celebrity of that time. So leaving this place where she has a home, she has a place amongst the people. She's basically going to be nameless somewhere else, amongst a different community. Probably not amongst politicians and other political people, but in terms of like the community, she will just be like any other common folk.
Yeah. And
Famous here.
you do sort of, if I may, flash back to a conversation just before you left with Lady Shire Omelon.
Starwipe.
Where
Same conversation.
where after the events of, in the town where you sort of inspired up these people to rise up against Lady de Kostroka, and then there was this sort of power vacuum just immediately left. Lady Omelon looked to you and went, "So, my lady, you're just going to step in? Take her place?"
Oh, I don't think I can do that right now.
But the people here, they'll respect and need you. You inspired them.
Oh, I have no doubt that they respect me, but I have greater issues to attend to right now.
You mean to fix that?
Well,
Yeah.
I need to try.
It does feel like the end times sometimes when you look up at that, doesn't it? Well, who will run Kostroka then? Who is to be in charge?
I have full confidence in you and your associates to choose somebody who will be a great leader.
Okay. All right. We'll work it out. Such a shame Buro's indisposed. Lord de Calgaria's input would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would recommend it. Well,
What? What's wrong with the burrow? We need to go back to Tendros.
We're not there.
I don't know. I was thinking of like you need like a local representative.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's all good.
Yeah. His input would have been good, but it's okay. Whoever it is going to have to be able to stand up to Duke de Sutelan. Make sure our interests are looked after and he doesn't run all over us.
Yeah.
We'll do our best.
I know that in the meantime, Buro will be able to help you guys out if you need anything, and you can certainly travel to see him and get his advice.
Oh, you didn't hear? He's gone. He's en route to Argenset as we speak.
Oh, I hadn't heard. We've had quite a busy few days.
There was a summons from the king to answer questions about what happened in Tentries, and he is Duke of Calgaria. He's there to try to sort whatever this is, or heading there. He'll be on the road for weeks.
Oh, well, there's certainly other elders that you can consult with.
Yeah,
And
we'll be fine. Hey, maybe we can work with the Furbolg for once.
yeah,
Turkey
absolutely.
Vane, the Vancane.
This is a time to unite with our neighbours.
No, we should never really have been separate from them.
No.
They did it. Fladel's vendetta was foolish. Alright. Well, good luck on the journey then.
Thank you. I'll write.
Please, do.
Yeah.
And I won't, because I'll have no idea where you'll be. But please do. Alright. Farewell then. And then she goes off to, so she starts talking to some other nobility, and one of them goes, you just hear, so did she say yes? She's gonna take charge? She's like, no, and then like they're starting. Suddenly they're like, fuck, we don't have a leader. We just ousted our leader. What are we doing?
Speed walks away.
Lady, yeah, and Lady Omelon's just kind of like, come down, we'll work it. But you're just like, oh, I'm out.
Fuck this shit. Just move and walks out of the room.
So
I face step like.
Can that be a dance move, the face step?
it should be.
Yes.
I feel like everything the Fae do is a dance move, though. So like, so that your mind coming back to now as you descend down into the first deck. So this ship has top deck, and then I wish I had the model out. I think it has 2 more below that. It's
I kind of would.
yeah. It may have I think it does have a hold underneath that, like right down into the hull. But there's like 2 sort of walkable decks. Otherwise, it is literally like, yeah, you could put crates down there, but you couldn't live down there.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a prison.
Hi.
What's that?
Unless you're in a prison.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
You're not gonna have to
break
loot
down there.
on the,
Yeah.
those regular levels.
So stepping down into this second level, it is quite dark down here. There's no obviously there is light that comes in through portholes along the side and a bit coming in through the trapdoor above, but it is quite a bit darker, and definitely you can see less of the sea. But looking out at a window, it's just open sky. It's like there's just no land or anything.
Made of flying. This is in character.
yeah.
This is all in character. Yeah.
Don't look out the window.
I'm looking at the window.
Everything is blue.
In the meantime,
Need to put a horse
up on deck, Knives, you're like, I need a rigging. Where'd everyone go?
Swinging on ropes, being an asshole.
Yeah, so literally you're currently trying to sail the ship on your own. You're probably very quickly going, cool, I'm going to need to get this rabble in line. Because this is you can do it now because it's still, as soon as there's more to do, if you need to tack any sails or anything like that, you can't do that while being at a wheel.
This is fine.
You're just super happy.
Down below decks, what you have it is more sort of just like decking much the same as above. And it is segmented into rooms. There are quarters down here for sleeping in, so as you sort of go around. I'll get you both to make a perception check.
Scrub that poop deck.
Perception.
Sure thing, man. That actually probably makes sense.
Yeah, no, roll bad.
Yeah. Although my perception is
The dice are used to
Is
the
actually
punishment.
not-
Yeah.
They crave it now.
Well, you got to show them who's boss.
Yeah. Now they think you're a pushover.
Yeah.
3.
Nice.
It makes sense.
8.
Cool.
We're moving on.
Maybe you should. Maybe I don't know. Light a pebble. Maybe light a pebble.
Yeah, I light a pebble with whatever ability that was. I think it was light.
We're a mess today. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Everyone's like, what's D&D? Who am I?
So, did I pass go on the last time?
Yeah, but you do not collect $200.
No, it doesn't have to be a
You go to purgatory.
My life sucks.
Go directly to jail.
Do we come across like a hat or something? like a sea hat?
So,
You smoke
It's got a skull and crossbones on it.
I wanted to like
a sea hat. So actually, tons. So this is down here in the crew quarters. You stole this ship. So you do find, as you sort of, no perception check or anything required, as you're moving around, you open doors to have a look in some of the quarters and things like that. And you can just see an open chest of belongings, clothes from the people of the ship.
I can finally have things.
I need
There's hats, there's clothes, there's a couple of cutlasses and things like that lying around still. Basically, most of the gear that this crew had is still on the ship.
And all of their treasures.
Including,
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
including.
that was a good 8 you rolled.
I know.
No, I'll get to that later.
Uh-oh.
Oh, why'd you say something?
I slayed him, shit.
Do you put something on?
I want a big
Like-
wicker hat.
A big wicker hat.
Yeah.
What?
Do you wear any of the clothing that we find?
I find just rip it
Just
over
like-
the over the spikes, just
Yeah.
jam
On a
it.
tricorn.
I am.
I now permanently have a big wicker hat.
Like a lantern.
So
I'm sure there's lanterns down
yeah,
there.
so
It's
down
something funny.
in this part of the ship, there's a few sort of dividing walls, but it is still a largely open space with a lot of like crates and things like that. It's quite empty at the moment. Seemingly, they actually offloaded everything at Kostroka. But yeah, so it's fairly empty. You can also still see the mast running all the way down through the whole ship, and it's a lot quieter down here too. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, crew quarters, so belongings from the crew.
I'm gonna stay down here.
Will you be okay?
Yeah.
Do you need anything?
Land.
Do you have druidcraft?
I just druidcraft land.
I mean,
Can I mold earth on
live
this boat? Can I mold earth on this boat?
the boat slowly just splits in half.
I guess if I can find like a book or something I can give her.
Yeah, a book. Sure. Just make an investigation or perception check. See what you can find.
Read. Common. Well, not common.
Oh yeah, can you read?
Well, I'm speaking to you in common.
Yeah, but
mean,
reading
read
and talking
common, though.
is
Can
different.
I read?
It's also not common. It's
Yeah, I
I rolled an 18.
I'm incredibly intelligent.
An 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. There's a few books around. One is like, I mean, you got pretty high. Tell me what book you find it.
How to make friends and influence
what
people.
book?
Moby Wick.
What book would you give Nat?
Naturally
It's-
super.
Yes, bring that back.
Okay.
I'm back around.
It's,
Too hot, bro.
it's a harrowing tale of two brothers.
And they're running.
Their father has gone missing on a hunting trip.
Oh.
And he hasn't been heard of in a few days.
Oh my, it sounds amazing.
Yes, and it all takes place on land. They actually travel across the lands.
And they don't ride horses.
They
They
never-
ride impalas.
This sounds fantastic.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching.
It's funny because I've watched one episode. I barely got the
It's also a really great book to read because it just keeps going. Like
It
they
keeps
should have really
going.
ended it at like book 5, and then
Yeah.
they just sort of kept going.
Three, yeah,
The dad comes back like 20 times and disappears in every episode. Every
I think
page.
this is the one that they never actually die. Ever? Okay, I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to spoil it.
Thanks heaps.
That's okay.
Juniper.
That's all right.
This Sean spelled with an E-A-N is so hard.
All right.
in joke.
Dean? Could just change one letter so it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, just swap the first letter so it's Sean and Dam. Cool. So you find this book, and Ella, you're able to kind of nestle yourself into one of
literally
these
like-
cabins. Yeah. And you do kind of like lose yourself into the book for a bit, but as you still out of the panic, what's kind of going through your head? Where are you feeling? How are you?
Can you do someone else first?
It's fair. You only have.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've only had 1 week.
Not sure.
I don't know. Yeah, no, don't know.
Okay.
Pass.
So I'll
Give me a leading question.
How
So-
are you feeling?
Give me a better one.
I will drop something in them.
Yeah, thanks.
You, whether or not you ended up helping and saving Jost and getting Lady de Kostroka arrested, doesn't actually change the fact that you technically admitted to pulling all of the spiders to that camp. So, that fade thing.
Go on.
What's the? I was thinking, what's the one from like the aardvark?
Oh, Arthur.
Yeah, yeah. They had like a wave.
Is every flashback scene gonna be in black and white?
Yeah.
With film grain and.
Oh my god. More work.
I'm gonna give yourself more work with Jack.
Yep.
Sitting down by the docks, with Jost. Same place where you previously sat with him and talked to him. And he's like, so, you do know I still have to arrest you, right?
No.
The fact that someone else got arrested for a crime doesn't mean that you didn't also commit one.
Yeah, but I mean, nah. I mean, I
can't fault the reasoning. Solid, good argument.
very
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I did, but I also didn't. I mean, I said that to sort of help curb his what's it? Not spontaneous. What's the word?
Spontaneity.
No.
Bloodlust.
Yeah, okay, that will do. And give them something to do while we planned about how we'd go ahead and help. And then I came back and warned everybody because they refused to send them back. And then I helped with everything else. And I feel like I've done a lot of stuff. I'm not even supposed to be here.
So, here's the thing. Normally, if, someone commits crimes on foreign soil, there's this whole sort of political paperwork thing that goes on where, yes, you committed crimes by our laws, but what about by your laws? Do we get you extradited? Do they handle it? Do we handle it? It's all a big mess. So, here was my thinking. Given that I am not any kind of lord or lady, and there isn't one right now, I will write a letter to your homeland, and when I get a word back from them, I'll decide what to do.
Sure.
It's pretty far away, right?
Very far. I don't even know how to get there.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Such a terrible shame. I'll have to spend a lot of time trying to work that out.
You will. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Maybe your whole life.
Well, I can hardly.
And you're like immortal, right? Like.
Not in that way. That'd be nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, not in that way. No.
Oh, I thought you were.
No,
Oh.
just it's a. We're not. You nearly saw me die from.
You're just normal.
She walks away.
That hadn't happened yet. The dogs.
What do you mean? What?
He hadn't nearly been poisoned yet.
No, this is after. This is after all that.
I really smooth brained. I was like, why is he writing a letter to... I was like, what? Why did you do that? That's so stupid. It's never going to get there.
And he says, well, no, I'm not immortal. I'm a man. I'm human.
Oh.
Yeah. They call us immortal because, we're supposed to be unkillable in a fight. It's not true.
Poison got you, but.
It would be very nice were immortals actually immortal. I'd once had some little boy in the desert say, that's not true. No one can kill an immortal. And, this is not a reference to Star Wars.
I got it.
And then jumped into a spaceship.
So we are very much mortal, despite the name.
That's.
But if it's going to take that long for the letter to get there, I can hardly justify keeping you locked up for that long without any kind of charging or anything like that.
I mean, to be fair, I'd just break out as well. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Of course not.
No.
Besides,
No.
perhaps the noble lady around, I could remand you into Lady Juniper's care.
I think that's probably a really decent idea.
I think so. She does seem to be the authority in this town.
She's very authoritative,
All right.
yes. Yep.
All right.
Good plan.
Then I will do that.
Okay. You should just come with us, though. I mean, really. What have you got here?
Duty. Look, Lady the Coastalker is going to have to answer for what has happened here, and there will be a lot of questions, including what happened to the group of you. Someone has to answer those questions. I will likely stay here and continue overseeing construction, and hopefully doing it with cooperation from the Toiki fame and work out where we can safely log without disrupting them. I am still here to get this place built and to represent the king and to do a lot of paperwork about this whole mess. So I cannot run away on a ship with you. I don't know that you're going on a ship. I cannot run away into the sunset with you.
Oh, that sounds so romantic.
That's so disappointing.
Right.
And also disappointing.
Romantic.
Running away into the sunset, for sure.
I suppose so. Anyway,
I mean, I'm not immortal.
You do only live once.
I mean, you said it.
yeah, I don't have to have, don't worry. Responsibility, you know.
Do you know what? Someone great and fantastic once told me something along the lines of, you don't have to be responsible all the time, and live a little.
Who was that?
I think that was Lord Burrow. He told, I can't remember what he told me.
Not that.
Yes, he did. He told me to trust people and to just be myself and live it up. So I'm telling you the same advice he gave me. You know, don't always have to stick to duty. You gotta, you know, let your hair down. Does he have hair?
You see, kind of goes.
Let your, I don't, yeah.
Well,
I'm inspired.
he sits there for a bit.
You're just lurking in the shadows.
I'm like behind him.
He laughs and goes, "What do you think, Fredison? Shall we let our hair down?" Little tiny baby tortoise turtle. I don't know which one it is. It walks. It's probably a tortoise.
Does it swim? Juniper tortoise.
It's a tortsel. It does both.
It's your world, it could be.
I'm going with it. It
It's a
goes.
thing now.
And he goes, "I agree. We have made the decision. We shall let our hair down
Excellent.
today. Come on, let's go do some fun things." And then he's like,
Oh my.
starts.
Drinking on time.
Yeah. So first thing, he walks over and he's like, "Yeah. You liked the chocolate from before?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get more of that. And what's that drink you do? The chocolate and the liquor?" And then, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah. We have all sorts of terrible fun.
Yeah. And he, for the first half, there's a lot of like, you
Very
know,
awkward.
you try to get him to dance or anything like that, and he's like, ballroom style?
What?
What do you? And then sees you, and he's like, okay, and does sort of loosen up a bit. But this is a pretty. It's going to take a bit of loosening to get him out of being uptight. But
It'll
has fun.
happen. Don't worry. I'll get there.
he has fun, and
Nice.
he does
We had fun.
at the, you know, after this sort of night of all of this, or time of this, he does something. Well, part of me does wish I could ride off into the sunset. So, see you again, right?
Yeah.
Good.
Somewhere.
You know, because I've got questions for you.
Oh. You can question me now, sir. Maybe
Next time.
in the morning. Okay.
For now, let's dance.
Yes.
He does this awful stiff dance.
I should kiss.
Am I embarrassed to be seen with him?
It's one of those things where it's like he's probably a great ballroom dancer.
Yeah.
But anything else is just like, how do I let loose? How?
How does one socialize?
So with that word, responsibility, kind of ringing in your ears, and, you know, reading Naturally Super, and it's like, you know, the family business. You got to come back. It's your responsibility. You've got to help me find Dad.
Man. Dare you.
There is that sort of question of, so much of what happened there was about responsibility, you know, making choices that had consequences that then you came back and you tried to solve. And how's Anielloa feeling about all that?
I guess it's completely different, completely new, having to be responsible for actions, because before you could just, you know, it's different where I'm from.
Yeah.
You don't really have to own up to what you do because there are no witnesses.
Yeah.
Pretty much. But now there's so many people.
These new rules.
Yeah, there's rules.
And how close you came to being back in chains is...
In what, sorry?
Being back in chains.
You're very close.
It's not a backstory.
I thought I got rid of those.
Yeah.
Alright. So, meanwhile, up on the deck,
Avast you, scallywags!
these like ropes and things like that, it's getting a little bit out of control.
Felix, please, can you tie that one down?
Oh shit, sorry, I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's make a... Do you have proficiency in vehicles,
tying.
ships?
No, shockingly.
Cool.
Last
you
time
do.
I was on a ship, someone else did it.
So you can help
Okay.
and try to instruct. So I'll let Felix have proficiency in this.
Okay, not
because
advantage.
Not advantage, proficiency, and I'm going to call this an intelligence check.
+2.
Do you know how to tie a knot?
19,
not even a little
29,
bit, not you.
With proficiency is still
I do
+2
know.
right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
23.
23. So
You're a good teacher.
Yeah, you're just like yelling these instructions, and Felix is like,
Oh, I get this.
Under, loop.
yeah. But it is kind of like, you can absolutely see that we're going to need to assign some jobs pretty soon, or we're going to need to pull in and be like, alright guys, I gotta do this on my own.
Felix is like holding his chest like, I'm not completely rested yet.
Hang on, let me set up the cruise control. Just tie it.
That's awesome.
This is
going in a
EWS
circle.
control.
I can lock the wheel. Just
You just stand there.
Oh shit, now we don't have an anchor.
Which is maybe a good thing when you're sailing.
You would know that.
I did it for the lols.
he struck me to the back of the boat because it was funny.
So,
Just to get you out of the way.
with this, as you two are sort of working on deck, are you actually, like, cool. So where are you on the deck, or in the ship?
The very front, the bow. I don't know what boats are called.
Yeah, up on the forecastle.
I don't know.
Is that what it's actually called? The very point.
The forecastle, shortened to forecastle.
I'm gonna fire you out of the cannon.
There are no cannons.
Definitely a cannon.
No, there is a
Lachie
baluster.
said there's cannons.
Sorry, it's canon now. There's cannons.
There's no gunpowder.
We haven't explored the whole ship.
Yeah, so you're up at
Yeah.
the front, sort of standing there on the forecastle, where you can also see is a ballista mounted. It's the only weapon on this ship, and it is like a ship-to-ship ballista. So this thing would do some pretty serious
harpoon
damage.
gun?
Yeah, big kind of massive bolts get fired out of this, which you can see are in a barrel next to the ballista. There's a dozen or so bolts there. So, you know, that's another thing that, like, at some point you have to keep an eye on, but you do have a
I've always thought
ballista.
it was ballista, but that's
I've always
just me.
said ballista too.
Yeah, okay, cool.
But I think it's a blister.
I'm going to say ballista then.
Blister.
The other thing is, this ship does not have a figurehead. There is,
It does now.
there is room for one, but
I don't know, boats have that anyway.
no. But yeah, so you sort of stand there looking out over the sea at this endless blue. What's going through your mind?
Just actually seeing how big the world is. This is first time they've ever really moved.
Yeah.
So they're just sort of taking it all in. It's been a long time since we've been water level.
Going going to change something. Give me one moment.
And then I immediately fired a ballista into Jack.
What?
As in Jack.
IRL. Oh shit.
Alright.
Yeah, it's so weird that boats have these massive ballista things, but crossbows are so rare.
It's actually part of why. So the technology for these is still new, and making them is fairly expensive. So crossbows exist, but they're an expensive tool, or they're really inefficient. But because this is one for a ship, you can afford to invest the tons of extra gold that is required to have it.
King's weapon.
But often they would have, so it's a siege weapon, exactly. So it's like they cost a lot more. That thing would have cost a fortune. But
And we got it for free, baby.
Got it on a 5-finger discount.
Yes. So, you creature from another realm, still unnamed, stand there on the bow of the ship, looking outwards. And despite the sound of the waves and the wind, you hear a silence profound in a way you have not before. You feel this loss, and that hole is still there. Can I get you to roll a perception check for me?
No. I don't want to. Perception.
Yep.
Natural 20, baby! 24!
He sees everything.
It's so beautiful! It's beautiful!
Hello, Lou. If you ever watch this, I'd be very happy. Okay.
Just transcended time.
You hear that profound silence. Your voice, the only one, and possessed, I guess, by a longing to hear that song. You let loose what parts of its refrain that you know. So, Knives and Felix and Juniper and even Anielloa, you hear this mournful song ring out across the waves, across the sea. And you hear a distant answer.
Oh, shit.
Fuck, that's...
One voice, two voices, many voices. From out beyond the waves, across the sea.
Can I tell which direction?
It is...
Oh, because it's like water and it's like a reverb chamber that is sort of like everywhere.
That, but you did get a natural 20. East is where it is loudest.
Taste.
Yeah, but...
That you do hear it ringing all around, as though from many voices from many directions. And you don't know truly whether or not they heard you and answered, or if you just, in the silence after your own song, heard theirs.
I'm now weighing up who's more important.
So, is it?
What? What?
Is there anything?
No,
There's a lot of things I want to do. That's fine.
Anything you want to do now, or?
I would go to Knives, because he's the one steering. I'd point in the direction that is whichever one I can tell is the closest. I'm going to guess whichever one's the loudest is the closest.
Going east. So
It's
that way.
it's not really, because it is, there's no like pinpoint direction, it's just like east was loudest. So you don't know if that's because they were closer, because there was more of them, you don't know why, you just know east had more.
We need to go east. There's more of us.
Seems like you've volunteered to be the navigator then.
That way.
Cool. I mean, interesting. So we'll have, you guys will have to have a talk about directions and all that at some point. But for now, make a survival check for me. Or, survival or intelligence with proficiency.
Can I help because I'm directing them which way we
No,
to go?
this is a different thing.
Why are you so mean?
They're both the same. 12.
12? You don't know exactly where this is leading. You don't have all of the best navigational charts. You're looking at unfamiliar waters and all of this. You're like, okay, I know this area very well. You spent a lot of time in the Circassian Gulf patrolling it. You spent a lot of time in the areas just beyond, which I do have written down somewhere, which are you spent a bit of time out in the Sighing Sea as well. So you've got some experience out there, but you're getting out into unknown waters with, beyond the Sighing Sea, the Swallowing Sea and further. It could be anywhere from Marvid to Var. That is that direction from you. It could even be some of the smaller islands that are within the Bight. East is not enough of a direction. I'm sure you knew that, but... So, your new friend comes up and points.
Directly ahead.
Yeah.
Is it pretty much directly ahead?
No.
Okay.
No. What do you do or say?
You throw me for a loop.
We could navigate from the bow.
I'm just looking at the map.
I don't know what it's called. The front of the boat.
Is the
On the
sound
map.
continuing? Or no?
It was just that, like,
Only I could hear, I'm guessing.
yeah, only
Yeah.
Devon heard
Yeah.
the returning song.
Well, we are heading in that direction anyway.
Cool.
We probably need to make a stop at some point to get some sea charts of the area. So, know this Gulf quite well, but anything beyond, haven't really ventured out too much.
And I don't know that you guys have actually decided on a destination.
I was about to yell at you. Do you know this area? This is probably the first time you're also seeing that they're very, erratic.
I know where I assumed we were heading.
What's that way?
Yes, wasn't there a discussion about heading to the Sentinel Isles?
Yeah,
Juniper, you're coming up on deck at this
we're
point too.
kind of headed into Marvid at the moment.
Is that way?
Marvid east.
We were heading there because the owner of the mill...
Well, we need to decide on this. The owner of the mill had a whole bunch of ties in Var, which is it's east as well, isn't it? But
Yeah.
it's just far east.
Yeah, so Var is furthest east
Far away.
and direct east.
Yeah.
Did you just say Var away?
Yes, I did.
I did too, but that's fine.
No, you didn't. I cut it out in the audio. Cool.
Screw you, I have camera audio.
There's just this one
I
bit.
get there first.
Star Wars.
Yeah, so Var is far east and direct east. Marvid is sort of southeast and is closer. Sangaro is to the south, and the rest of Eteria is sort of north and west.
In regards to waters, are we crossing Sangaravan borders, or is it just Eteria, Marvid?
That is up to how you guys choose to navigate it. If you...
Because the bite points towards Sangaro, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, and we're not probably going through there because there's land, so we go above it. So, would we be avoiding Sangaro altogether, or...?
The Sentinel Isles you don't get to via open sea. So you're not going to come into them from above. You would need to land somewhere else. You generally take a ship from Reloi.
We're on a ship.
So if we're going to stop for supply,
Yeah, but it's like because the Sentinel Isles are going out into open sea, the back of each of the islands is basically impossible to land on. So you're coming down under and then landing in on the Marvidish side. But like you're mostly staying in Marvidish waters, but you could go down. Like if you were to go all the way down.
We
the
actually
coast.
need to stop to get stuff before we can get to the Sentinel Isles. Does that mean we're essentially stopping in Sangaro?
It's up to you. There's multiple places you could.
Whichever is the closest east we go.
We're not going to make it very far east if we don't stop somewhere first.
Look, the first things first, we need to find someone who can forge some paperwork for the ship. We need to change the name because this is a known piracy or smuggling ship. And we also stole it.
I mean, I can maybe... Hey?
I'm really good at forging stuff.
We don't know that.
I think I've said
Did you hear something?
Have we?
I have said it.
We feel like Annie is good at
Annie has done forgery stuff before.
Hey, ask the lovely Satan woman to do it.
Yes.
One thing, this is just to make this part easier, because there's 3 people here who would probably know this. You can't just forge something without having a copy. You need to know what the document looks like. There is no way that Anielloa does.
Yeah, I was going to assume we could...
I'm assuming the pink slips are in the dashboard of this boat.
in the captain's quarters.
Obviously.
Could be. Yeah, there's probably some kind of... There's
I know
probably
exactly
paperwork.
where they would be kept because...
Is it a
Oh, look here, I found the pink slips.
specific looking form? Like,
We
have
have all the
having
things.
worked in sort of government, would she be like aware of that?
So the parts that I identify a ship are the name, which is obviously going to be like painted on it. The what's it called? The ensign, that's a sort of a flag, one of the small flags that you put up. That generally is to indicate like nationality and role. And then you would have documentation that the captain would keep, typically.
Can you roll this?
This is everything I just told you.
This is the research that we did before we
What's
played.
that? How many mast poles they've got as well?
Yeah. So that's like the silhouette. That's so that they can, when they're looking out at the water, they can go, okay, that's we're looking for 3 masts or whatever. Yeah. So you'd have like description of the ship and all that. You would have official documentation that would be dependent upon the country that you're from. So if you're coming into Sangaro in an Eterian vessel and you guys don't know where this ship was from, then you might have to, talk to someone different because it's like coming in on a plane. You're going to have to go through customs or whatever.
So presumably though... Oh wait, I'm not there.
What's Singaro's relationship with Marvid?
Good.
Maybe we don't come in as an Eterian vessel.
Glad we waited.
Maybe we don't register ourselves as an Eterian vessel.
Aye,
That's my recommendation.
it sounds like a smart plan.
If we stop in either Sangaro or Marvid, which is really only 2 options that I can think of, I can probably get whoever we need to help us with this if we can't achieve it ourselves.
We'd need to do it sooner. If anyone stops us along the way in the waters,
Yes.
it needs to be the first thing we do.
Well, I'm not that proficient in the seas and port towns.
This area is very highly patrolled by the Tyrian Navy.
It would be nice to avoid that. Right. Well, we haven't gone far, have we?
No. So
No, Var's that way.
I really wish I'd printed the map. That was something I've had on my to-do list for so long, and I just forgot to do it.
I'm on roll 20 right
Yeah. So if everyone who's
I
sort of
remember it.
thinking about this does want to grab up the map, it's probably a good idea.
I don't remember the place names.
So the Costa Rica where you currently are is the northern spit of a peninsula that then comes out into the Sighing Sea,
that, yeah.
or like to the east is the Sighing Sea, to the west is Circassian Gulf. The Circassian Gulf is extremely tightly controlled by Eteria. The Sighing Sea gets a little bit more contested. So if you basically head away from Argenset and out to the east, you still have a bit of time where like you're in heavily patrolled waters, but then you get out a bit beyond that and you're kind of a little more home free. You could, if you head down the coast you're staying within Eterian waters, but that's the most direct path to Sangaro, which, you know, is not Eteria. So if this is an Eterian ship, which you don't know, then, you know, there's that.
What does the flag say it is?
It isn't flying one, it was a smuggling ship at this point.
Yeah, they wouldn't fly.
What's in the
But wouldn't they?
captain's
They would
quarters?
be legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
So wouldn't they be
I want to
legitimate?
raise the dashboard.
They would have. You wouldn't raise the dashboard.
So you're heading into the captain's cabin, which is under the quarterdeck. That's the name. I definitely don't have a picture of a ship with all the.
I'm opening the glove box.
Okay, just make an investigation check for me.
There'll be a desk in there, surely.
Yeah, it's a full appointed captain's cabin. Like there's a double bed.
There'll be files.
There's cabinets. Think Pirates of the Caribbean, that room that they sat in, where
She ate the food.
she had dinner.
Yeah. She ate the food.
I was like, I can't remember anything else about this scene.
She ate an apple or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was it? Investigation?
Yeah.
12, I think, once this loads.
12.
Pretty sure it's
I'm aware of this. What can I say?
11.
Don't worry. I think the answer is yes.
Okay. Cool.
It's 11.
11. Okay.
In
So
the dashboard.
you look through. I'm just going to bring up details of this ship.
Maybe it's in that weird pocket behind the driver's seat.
Maybe it's under the dress.
It's in the glove compartment. No, that is the.
Yeah.
It's in the center console.
It's in the
console.
console. That's it. It's in the console.
Oh, it's underneath the radio, of course.
Okay. So you sort of search around looking for things, and you open up some drawers, and you pull up the documentation of ownership, of registry. It is registered to Isolde Barker. She is a merchant who operates a small fleet of ships. And as far as you can see, the paper looks legitimate. You could do more investigating into it. This is just at a cursory glance for finding it. And it is Sangaran registered.
Good. We don't have to change anything about the appearance of the ship. Only the name.
It is an Eterian design. So it appears that you would sort of guess that Isolde Barker has bought this ship off the Eterians. So this is you know a bit about Eterian ship designs. This is not a absolute state of the art, but this is a very fast ship. So a cutter is a small ship designed for speed. Think like a pirate's sloop, basically. Yep. So it makes but has decent storage space. So it makes for a very, very good smuggling ship. Also could be used for legitimate merchant stuff, but realistically, you'd probably buy or hire or whatever a full, size merchant sailing ship. I can't remember the names of them, but this is a small, fast ship. But yeah, so Eterian design is owned by Isolde Barker, who it is registered. It is Sangaran registry. She is from.
I can't remember
it doesn't say. Oh wait, yes it does. She is from Manifold.
There's literally no land between us and the Sentinel Isles. We'd have to go just straight south.
Yeah, so this is one of the things. Like realistically, cutting across open waters without supply is pretty dangerous. So you're probably looking at going down the coast.
Everything,
or trying to go straight there.
Everything interior is awful. Like we could stop at Fort Howell. So I feel like Sangaro is our best bet.
Now, keep in mind, I have only marked major things on the map of that scale. So there are smaller towns as well. Right. It's just pulling into any smaller town with a ship this size. There's also the danger they just don't have any supplies for you.
Maybe we could sell it and buy a smaller ship.
You go straight to Cynic.
It's not double it.
Before we left, like in the day that we were downtiming, can I have found Mort?
Yeah. So while these guys are sort of planning routes and everything, you down in the cabin below. What do you want to do with Mort?
Whoa, I don't want to do it. Mort. My best friend from the guard.
Should we speak like this?
Yeah, it was.
I think
it was a
yes,
himbo.
I think it is.
What are you gonna do now?
Oh, I don't know. I hadn't really thought that far ahead.
You could run the place.
Who said that?
Get out of my head.
It's your conscience.
More his head goes insane.
I mean, I think I'm kind of out of a job anyway. Maybe I'll take up a position on a ship and sail. Or...
Fuck yeah.
Well, that's convenient.
Well, I was gonna say that, but I was also gonna say, maybe you could go down and see Burrow in Tentries. Thinking that he might know that he's already gone.
Why would I want to see Lord Burrow?
Well, if you wanted to keep being a guard, he needs guards. Big, strong, manly men like you.
I think Duke de Suitland will probably be looking for people in his regiment.
Do you know what? You should just come with us.
Come where?
Wherever we go. Do you want to just come on an adventure? Do something different with your life? Have fun!
Roll of persuasion.
Bringing NPCs and making Lachie do that voice.
that I ever thought would.
I don't want him.
I wanted Josh, but you put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, well, he can't.
We could always get Josh on.
That'd also be giving you a very fucking powerful NPC.
I want Josh on too, but I don't know where he
I like
is.
that you're like all the NPCs that I set up and wrote, and then you're like Mort and Josh on, the two we made up.
19.
19.
We've got Mort.
I'm excited for Lachie to do this voice forever.
Yes,
I mean, what's the pay like?
It's almost like you played a campaign like this.
you'd be paid in friendship and fun and adventure, and I'm not being paid, but I'm having a great
You're
time.
not getting paid?
No,
You should really renegotiate the contract.
I don't have a contract.
You don't getting paid.
Okay.
We're just living life. Don't you want to live life and see things, see the world?
I mean, yeah, but you've got to remember about finances and.
We've
Contracts.
definitely got finances. You should come with me. Please, you're my friend.
Yeah, alright, fuck it, why not?
Yes!
First mates.
Get on the sail!
Yeah, you need more ship hands.
He's the guy that we just bully the whole time.
Yeah, that's my
Never
point.
picks up the slack.
Yeah.
Get on the sail, you bitch!
It's gonna be fun.
We knew.
I like to think you're just screaming at him the whole trip. It's gonna be so much fun. What the fuck are you doing? Raise sail.
So,
Hey, I'm derailing this campaign as well. I mean, my character.
So, as we cut back to you steering the ship and having these conversations,
He just puffs it.
you see, climbing up from below decks, back down from the rigging, he's like, all right, Captain, what do you need from me now?
Oh, what are your skill sets, Mort?
I'm good at eating things.
Are you good at cooking things?
No. That is a natural one.
Oh god.
Sorry. Yep.
Poisonous for sure.
Insight? Yeah, sure. That's a 16 plus things.
That's another natural one. He thinks he is. You see a lot of unearned confidence there.
You could be the one repairing the ship.
I got taught cooking down in by my old mam. She was a big fan of, you put the big pot and it's perpetual stew. You just put things in.
We have been
always on
alive
the
for 2
heat.
minutes and this guy makes me want to jump overboard.
You can be heavy, right? I can just tie myself to you.
You see me?
It's good. What are you talking about?
Felix in the background is tying himself to each other to jump
At a
over the
point,
front.
are you knocking me man?
Please fight each other.
Do you really want to fight with a crystal gun?
You made glass.
Yeah, you know, wrong words. I wanted to throw in. All right, whatever. You're not worth it. Cap, what do you want me to do?
To me, you.
I know.
No. I'm not looking up magicians.
D2.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
So Bosun's going to be an obvious one. Someone needs to repair the ship, but that does require.
Do you know the mending
skill and
cantrip? Do you know the mending cantrip?
Cantrip.
What's a cantrip?
Well, there you go. He has no magic.
Do you know what the phrase dead
Can you just give me a list of
numbers.
what
One
we
I
need
kill
to
him, or is
fill out?
We can work out who's doing what later. But
I want to do it now. I just need a list of what we need to fill out.
Put him on a trial period.
okay.
you're on probation for 3 months?
yeah. Like
There are 6 sort of named roles, and then everyone else is deckhand. The named roles are captain or master,
Got that?
first mate,
Got that?
bosun, quartermaster,
What does the quartermaster do?
stocks, and sometimes navigator. So it's like they're in charge of stocking the ship, making sure everyone's got what they need.
So it's like buy Tesla stock.
But they also typically handle navigation
Bitcoin.
because that's more of an onshore job. Surgeon,
Medical officer. Okay. Yep.
cook, because you do need to eat, and deckhands.
Can Felix cook?
The other one would be
thinking.
like baluster, but that's obviously only a role.
Felix is a
some of the time.
cultured man.
We could be. We don't understand
How
medicine.
combat
yeah,
trained
you buy food.
But
Like-
that's
yeah, you go to restaurants.
yeah. He would
As a personal guard
He's not a
at
peasant.
Yeah.
Lady de Costa for how long was it? I don't know. I think I'm coming up on 4 years with her. Before that, I did a stint with the Crown. So, border disputes. I've had training. I'm Andy with a cestus.
Andy with a cestus. That's what I heard.
I don't know what a cestus is.
No, I don't.
Asbestos.
Asbestos, of course, yes.
Cestus are gauntlets.
Fisticuffs.
Oh, he literally is the Hulk.
He's got whole gloves.
I mean, I guess in a way, the whole gloves are cestus.
That's what, like those kid gloves you put on the Hulk,
that is a
and you go,
cestus.
ooh, ooh.
Like pretty much.
Yeah.
Think like gladiator spikes.
They're weighted boxing gloves, basically, so they make you hit way harder.
I am not regretting this decision.
Cestus is pretty cool. I made a character. This whole thing was about having 2 really heavy cestus.
Why not give them to Dom?
Is that?
Why not give them to Dom?
No, they
Why didn't you? It would have been great.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten the list.
Captain, first mate, bosun, quartermaster, surgeon, cook, and possibly navigator.
We're good at medicine.
If you
How
want
do
to
you
go
know
to
if
the
you're
He sounds
good
like
at
a deckhand to
cooking?
me.
He sounds like a guy that repairs.
He's quite happy to be a deckhand.
Yeah. He sounds like
sounds
hey,
like
we
a
need something
deckhand.
done, do it.
Just a general worker.
He's just a
All right.
general labourer.
I'll get on it. You do. So you typically would sail, like minimum crew for a cutter is typically about 12.
Yeah, we're severely undercrewed.
You can sail it with like 4, but it means, as I said, it basically would mean that you're all constantly working. So you'd have to be like stopping for the night to sleep. You'd have to anchor.
We need to
the ship.
make a list of everyone we've met so far and try and get them on the ship.
In the day that we had.
So,
If they were in Costa Rica,
I want Emmett.
get
Don't add the A.
We've heard of
It's close enough.
bugbears in this other waterside town.
all right. Who can we get?
Water shallow.
We have Hunter, and they're 3.
Yeah, we could
There you
have.
go. There's 3 of them.
They're not going to leave the.
The hunter could.
We're just
My bad.
deciding for Lachie these
they
people will join
They
us.
wouldn't.
No, I don't.
You're
think
welcome to
Maybe
try who you want. I was.
Surfer group.
This is one of the scenes I was expecting. How do we
Yeah,
get
it's
through
going to be
together?
pretty cool. She
You
was
seem to
kind
have-
of bored.
You seem to have quite a rapport with the hunter, do you reckon?
Yeah, Hunter, come with us.
So we're cutting back to that.
Go and have a conversation with the
God,
hunter.
I guess.
So-
Yeah. I guess after the realization, it's like, oh, we don't have enough people to sail this thing. The Hunter, you've always wanted to see the world.
Actually, Ten Trees was close to the water. We could probably
Get
stop
sand.
there for a little bit. Sand!
I feel like Sam is pretty committed on being a successful actor and
Well,
definitely going
you
to...
know-
Also,
to travel.
it's
Yeah,
probably not a good idea
I
going back
do
to
love that
10
you guys
trees
just grabbing
because
all of my random NPCs. Sand was written, but still, it's like
Dominic.
Oh,
My favorite thing is you're going to have to voice like 100 different voices.
Lane is the search.
We could get
Okay.
what's his name? Oh
Lane.
shit, what's his name?
I reckon
Yeah,
Lane would be good
Lane.
at cooking.
Yeah.
Let's try and get Lane to cook.
Yep.
What episode
Hey,
is
we
it?
saved him.
It's 12.5.
Yeah.
I can't wait for episode 13 where Lachie plays 18 different NPCs. Each other. I'm rolling persuasion checks against himself.
The card dude.
Yes. He actually. Can we
actually-
cycle back because
Yeah.
I stole
You
a
would know all about
bag of
sponsorships.
jangly stuff from him. You never told me what it was.
It was just jewelry and stuff.
He could
Yeah.
be in charge of all the stock.
What about Salem?
It was just like
Are we starting a
Costume
merchant
jewelry.
business?
no, like
like it.
jewelry, like worth stuff.
Not you.
But
Thank you.
Salem was the guy that we sent back to the Ford.
He's got a
to
son.
the-
He has a child.
He's got a child. He's out. No, Salem's out.
Bring the child.
Sailing is not
Okay.
coming sailing.
No.
He wants to rescue
Bring
the
the
child.
son.
do you want to have like I don't know, roll something to see who you might know who might be able to fill some of these roles?
Oh, I know.
Or do you want to just try to work it out?
I think the Hunter, Lane, and the other
Cool,
one,
alright.
whichever the other one was.
We have
I'll
an
ask
idea.
the hunter, I guess.
Care-
Yes. You, the crystal man.
She was super useful, so
If we go east, there's probably a lot more of us. They could help.
we've got to get there first.
The problem
East is far.
We can't,
Alright.
yeah.
As
Good
we go
input,
to
thank you.
we will back to Felix.
Throw the anchor over. We don't have enough.
Just jump in the water.
It'd be probably a more.
Yeah, so she, last we saw, she sort of winked at you as you were about to sail away. And we can have a conversation before that or after that. You tell me when it's happening. So, like,
Maybe it is a thing, and we just realized very quickly. Oh, we're really like under
Can we
staffed.
like bring some of the smugglers with us?
People are like,
you, get on the ship. No.
I don't know. It happened at some point.
Do it before,
Yeah,
so
I
we're
guess.
not like
we can
having to go
retcon.
back.
It's fine. Who cares?
It won't be a recon. I'll make it work.
She waved goodbye.
Maybe she'll swim into the ship afterwards, you don't know.
Oh yeah. You know,
Hey, walk there.
we have nowhere near enough people to sail this vessel. And you were saying that, you know, you've only really known your people's way of life. There's a lot of fun out there. You can get into a lot more trouble than just here.
A lot more trouble. A long time alone. Or in close quarters together.
Well, I didn't say that.
I'm gonna get you to make a persuasion check for me.
But you have to
With
bring
advantage,
Lane.
boned up.
And the other one, whoever the other one was.
Just add it. It's just a bonus.
A bonus.
A bonus.
Is that a 16 or
Thanks,
16?
Lachie.
It'll be a bone
16.
hurt.
What is it? A
You
persuasion
already
check.
did.
Oh,
You already did.
plus 3 and expertise. So plus 7, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, 25.
Or you could like, I don't know,
No, I
check
didn't have,
his
I
character
didn't have
sheet.
expertise at the time. Anyway.
Were you acting
I
it?
would have been level 3 back then.
Oh, yeah.
So it's.
Edit that out, bitch.
4
Plus, so if your
2
modifier is 3,
plus 5. I'm still.
Is-
so it's 21
Tara,
total.
the other one.
Tara, that's it, but she was
Tara-
locked away. Maybe not her.
We never checked on Tara.
No, I know.
Tara.
We can do all this.
We'll fix it up.
There's a whole heap of scenes we need to run. and
How's
we've-
Tara? Yeah.
So she. How do I think about this?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The hunter looks at you, and there's kind of like a pause for a moment. What would we be doing? What are you all setting out to do, really?
To fix whatever the fuck is going on. You'd be serving a pretty noble cause. I know you're fighting for your people, but I think you'd want to keep people to fight for. And this isn't going to go away on its own.
Oh, no, you're quite right. I think it would be. She's so strong. I'm so reluctant to give it.
Buff NPC.
It's also,
I don't
Cooking
reckon she
skill.
would come.
yeah.
I don't think she would either. This
she-
is
She
not
nearly
my
went
idea.
to war yesterday.
Yeah.
She,
Like, she's very impassioned about her
so she
at the moment.
thinks for a bit and goes, Felix, I appreciate it. Another time, I kind of want to say yes now. She puts a hand on either side of your face and she goes, I think maybe work out who you are first.
Twist the dagger.
You cut me deep, Shrek.
Come here, deep just now.
I'm sure you will. But I have to look after my people.
I don't suppose there are any adventurous, strong furbolg that would be willing to go on an adventure.
Lane.
For sure, Lane.
Lane.
Literally surfing from behind.
I think perhaps.
Come on.
Sake.
Come on.
He would totally want to
Weaker
go.
NPC.
Yeah.
Of course he would.
Yeah. He loves the ocean.
I mean, Surfer did, bro.
He can surf off the back. We'll set up a string and a board.
She says, I don't speak for them. You're welcome to ask.
I'm going to ask furbolg. I'll do it the hard way.
Just asking for general Furbolg, like if anyone comes sail with you.
Friend furbolg,
Oh, yeah, we could.
we are going on a long journey, and we require deckhands. People who want to see the sea and see the world in a great and noble cause to save whatever the fuck is going on.
We need
Nah,
a
it's just
chef.
going to be really fun.
We need someone who can make a damn good meal,
Yeah.
or just knows how to work a boat.
And there'll be lots of surfing. I'm sure.
I mean, it's an option.
Lame.
Everyone else is just staring at him.
Give me a
I'm like,
persuasion check.
And edibles.
not him. Do I get advantage because that?
Can I do one? No.
No. This is just, we're
Oh,
just
I
doing.
tried.
I don't actually think you're there.
I totally. Oh. I thought we went to the. I thought we
And
would
it could
journey
be,
to
yeah.
the.
A recruiter.
Well, you are first, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah. Plus 5, 18, 23.
For fuck's sake,
Yeah.
stop rolling so hard.
You made me a bard! It's right there.
Rolled at 18.
It's there. I didn't do it.
That would have been.
From your perspective, it's an 81.
It's on
I
the
can't
list.
read it anyway.
These dice suck.
All right. I'll tell you what.
It's just all references.
Yeah.
Terra is still recovering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vihanta sort of does choose to stay,
Yeah.
but as we cut back to that scene where Vihanta waves farewell, see as the ship's setting off, Lane just looks at her, grabs a surfboard from fucking nowhere, runs in the water, and throws it out in front of him. And
I don't want it here, but I'm so happy anyway.
and I'll say you can sort of, depending who you end up with, you can pad out with
Alright, Lane's the chef.
currently unnamed.
I did it. I got one.
So he gets up, pulls up on deck, and long blonde hair, which is like sort of strawberry blonde.
Oh my god.
That's my thing.
No. Wait.
We can both have the thing, dude.
Can you please roleplay Mort saying that? Yeah.
So Lane, Mort's like, I'm gonna. He just starts like pulling this knives. You're just watching him just pulling on some rigging to try to like pull up a sail, and you're like, no, that's
No, not that one, boss, no.
This is literally a scene in any like heist or Fast and Furious movie where we're gonna need a team.
I don't know. No, this is just not the team I thought it would be. Just all your funny fucking NPCs actual. So
To be fair, who did you think?
I have a list. You have not picked
And he
any.
checked it twice, and he saw who was naughty and who was not.
Fuck you.
I don't know who we know.
And he said,
And Lane's like,
grab the surf.
I did. Is it cooking?
Sorry?
You want me to cook?
Yes.
If you can cook, I mean,
Aye.
I don't want to generalize, but there was some damn fine meals in that camp. If you can all cook that well, then I'd be happy to have you.
Little dude, do it again.
Falls down the stairs.
He sort of waves at you all and goes, "Oh, good to be out in the open water," and immediately takes his shirt off.
Perfect. All right.
Oh my god, he's jacked.
He is huge.
Felix is He's even got those little things.
He's also definitely the kind of guy who has absolutely no idea that, like, none of this is showing off. He's just like, yeah, dude, get the sun on your skin, man. You know, that kind of thing, where he's just like so natural about it all.
I want to go back to
Well, our first stop of call is back to 10 trees.
I really,
We're going
really
back
think that's
You
a
know
bad
that
idea.
people were hunting us there, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but they were then back on their way to the
Decent
place.
risk. Who are we going to 10 trees for?
Emmett.
Emmett sucks.
God damn it.
Shit character.
And Josh on.
Oh yeah, Josh Hahn. We go back to Josh Hahn.
Sean will never leave.
What job do you think you would be good at?
All of them.
He's got good eyes.
I'm not going to be a deckhand, but I
Surgeon?
I can certainly be the medical officer.
You're pretty good at making people less dead.
Okay, well,
I'd be happy
She's
to
got,
do
like,
that.
healing light and stuff.
So do I.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh.
She has a.
I kind of already said that
she can use as
you
well
could
as
be the
spells.
navigator.
Ah.
I do have echolocation. That way.
No.
Yeah, it's a thing. He said it.
Yeah, the
Thing.
dolphins will tell us where.
I could turn into a dance flubble on it.
Anielloa, what about you?
Are you coming down to see me?
Yes.
Okay.
So Knives, you climb down the ladder and on the door.
Yeah.
Anielloa, are you okay?
Nope.
Are you okay?
No.
Are you okay, Annie?
And it's not okay.
Sorry, it's not my foot.
No. Knives. Actually, no. Not okay. I am in water. I'm very afraid of water. Actually.
That could be an issue. Why? What terrifies you about water?
Well, sniffing a backstory. It's fun.
It's fragrance.
Well, see, when I was maybe 12 or 14 or something like that, I was going for a swim in the lake, and there was this creature in there, and I went to say hi because I'm really friendly and stuff, and then next minute I was there was a bag over my head, and I was all wrapped up in chains, and then I was taken away really far, and I've never seen my home or my parents again, and then they made me do a whole bunch of stuff, and I've killed a lot of people.
And we'll finish there. Part 1, part 2 soon to come. Hit the bell icon, subscribe, like it, do a little jig. We'll see you later this week.